interested in sexual tantra practices, working with going to certain levels on the level that they can go. Where they hear voices because they can't go further. Only original people. And in Ledbetter's book, The Astral Plane, he said, well, maybe we can reincarnate back into original people. Wishful thinking again. And only the original people. But anyway, they are dedicated, this secret society that's tied in with the Illuminati, they are dedicated with this sexual tantra practices to try to create this new human. Well, come to find out, they know that they can't create a God human, which is a God which is a black person. So they said, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to graft a grafted mutant 3 times worse than the grafted mutant that we are. Do you know that Hitler was a part of the occult, and Hitler's whole thing was a part of all that, trying to get the perfect white man?
Yeah.
You understand? He was a part of the occult. Well, Aleister Crowley and these boys in England was even before him. Even though Aleister Crowley died in 1947, Hitler had studied the occult and went crazy. They didn't mind his process. They saying I want to do it my way. They saying you messing up the whole game for all of us. So it's a family fight going on who gonna do this the right way. And they ended up having to take Hitler out because of this stuff.
Ford built
You see, because he went right. So
Ford built the oven.
And all them showed it, right.
And DuPont made the gas.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
Now,
right. He had DuPont in them wine.
Ain't that something? now what Crowley and those their organization is interested in is making this mutant. There's a book you can get just dealing with Hitler, and at the end of the book is dealing with the mutant. Now, this is a book, it was an underground book. This is an older one from 1965. It used to cost $3 or $4, $5, $1.20 or whatever.
What's the name of it?
But now, and it went out of print. Now I'm going to tell you that. But now this book is called, the name of the book is called The Morning of the Magicians. Now the book is back in print, and you can get it for $13. Well, what the knowledge costs? Well, that ain't nothing, you know. We spend it on 6-pack. The 13. So now, this book is detailing what they are dealing with. Now, going back to Crowley. Now, at the end of the book, they go into the music. They say,
Who's the author of that?
The author of that book is called Powell and Berger. Powell and Berger. Louis Powell and Jacques Berger. The Morning of the Magicians. You can get it at the Sphinx bookstore. It's $13, but we ain't going to go to the Sphinx no more. We're going to order everything out of this thing right here. Don't worry about it. Come through here. We put out a book list, and we're going to order the stuff right in the black community through black media communications. Because when you go there, you ain't going to find but one book in there, and somebody going to get that, and you ain't going to get it anyway. This way we can order a couple at a time, and you can come, and we can do it like they call The Morning of the Magicians, going through this whole thing. Talk about Atlantis in here and all this, too. Now, so Aleister Crowley group is interested in regrafting, and they got a group of women they call the Scarlet Women, which are women that they have sexual practices with, trying to make this child. Now, Aleister Crowley, what he does, in order to explain the sexual practice, he writes a book. And the book he writes, you're going to get it here too. He writes this book, and this book is about a woman that has a sexual practice, and she ends up having a moon child. You remember what I said about Francis Cress Welsing and the doctor? And I said that the doctor in his article, he said, Kuna Moonchild albinism. You understand? He was a part of the occult. This is how they can get this science. You see, we're sitting around here worrying about validating things to the white man. We don't know that he's already got the jump on us because he has history that we don't even get. They got thousands and thousands of rolls of papyrus of all this science in all these museums. Mainly in the British Museum in the Louvre and in Germany. They got all this stuff. They got papyrus in the bottom of the University of Chicago that they don't even loaded that they don't even let you see. So you sitting up here arguing saying, oh, that's some stupid junk, and because I can't find it in a doggone textbook, something bizarre like all of Elijah Muhammad stuff don't pan out. It's not scholarly. You don't even know that these people got the colonization of scholarship.
That's why they control who learns how to read it.
That's right. And not only that, that's right, and not only that, the occult only means the unknown.
That's all.
This occult sciences is where they house all the stuff. So now we have learned our history, but now we still going and we still getting these history books trying to get a link between all this, and we can't find no solutions because we're not in the right places.
That's right.
That's what the whole New Age movement is about. So anyway, he gets a book and it's called a Moon Child. And in this book, he tells you about the entire process. He doesn't know the real process, because if they knew the real process, they would have created this superhumanoid, a super mutanoid, let's put it this way. So he tells you about the Moon Child, right? Okay, are you with me? Everybody with me? Everybody cool?
Is that Damien?
Huh?
Is that Damien?
They put it all in their movies.
He's not doing it that way, but he is creating those, what do you call it, your clones and your
yeah, all that. He's not doing it. See, what happened was when he couldn't do it through the womb, he had to do it through the test tube. Exactly. They got clones now. They even froze them. They done froze people and woke them back up. Like Khalid Muhammad saying, we doing the moonwalk, and they walking on the moon. You see? You see? They doing all, man, these crackers are into it. Now listen, in the Moon Child, it's supposed to be his rendition of the ceremony. So what he's doing is, even though there's ceremony in here on, well, I can't tell you the chapter, we'll get that and all when we come. In chapter 1, 2, 3, on chapter 8, they call him the human Colossus, which is this supposedly this child. In this, he's saying that there's a young woman that goes through this ceremony in this book, and she has a moon child. Now back up. What's a moon child? Well, number one, we understand that, hey, they the moon childs in the first place.
Werewolf.
Yep. And I'm going to get into that too. It's amazing you said that. Now this moon child, didn't I tell you that this is the lunar region and what this astral plane is, and it's the lower region, and this is the lower region of the chakras. So they take this energy and they take it down and they create this. They create a child from the lower region of the chakras, which is the same set type of child, that other child, that non-human. You understand what I'm saying? That's what the moon child is about. You see, right in this book, we can get this book, Aleister Crowley, the Moon Child, $9.95. We're going to get this and all, so you can read. Now we laughing at Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and they're talking about this, and the white boys are writing in their own literature. And this is not, then this is, now let me tell you something about this white boy here. This white boy wrote over 70-something books. He is no joke. Since we got to validate everything with European scholarship, he went to Cambridge, which is a big town, which is bigger than Harvard, which is more, I mean, you don't get no greater than Oxford and Cambridge.
Regardless.
Right? He lived in England, and like Farrakhan said one time, you think this American crack or something, you ain't no match for no English cracker. He go with that shitty whole boy, and he the real beast.
That's right.
He that untouched beast,
right.
Not that diluted beast.
That's right.
You understand? So he writes the book, The Moon Child. And he writes the book, The Moon Child. Now, listen. Why would they write this stuff? How do they get all this knowledge? Didn't I tell you that they got papyrus right in Europe? It's explaining all this grafted, mutated stuff and how they were created. That's how they would know how to establish genetics. So they know to establish the secret societies to go to a higher level, because they already know something when they went in the early 1900s, early 1800s, 19th century, when they went into Hemmitt and got all this papyrus rolled out. Well, it's funny because the papyrus I just gave you is called a Hieratic Papyrus of the British Museum. And it's named the Chester Beatty Hieratic Papyrus, translated by Alan H. Gardner, the famous Egyptologist. Well, Chester Beatty is the person who, so-called, I guess he was the archaeologist or whatever, who found it. You understand what I'm saying? It was a papyrus is under his name, so they named it the Chester Beatty Papyrus. Well, I want to read you something. See, that's why we don't need to deal no more if the white man ain't said it ain't true in his stuff, because he's not giving you all the knowledge. He would be a fool to give you all the knowledge and take himself out. Well, now, it's funny that now taking this all the way back to the ancient documents, we don't need to hear no more about the scholars. I don't want to hear no more shit about Finch didn't say it, Diop didn't say it because Diop said it ain't true. Them scholars are punking out to the white scholarship realm so they can get paid. But we don't need nobody telling us no half-truth when billions of black people are dying.
That's right.
We need to know from this point on, we need a group of scholars just gonna tell it.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Look like the man said in Malcolm X, what can he do to you that he ain't already done?
Really?
Right? So we need some people to come out